Hey, welcome in. It's time for another Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. I kind of sounded drunk there, didn't I?
Yeah, like what?
McCurry Van and Car Rental. If you need a car, van, or truck, you rent from McCurry Van and Car Rental, the local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from. That includes trucks, SUVs, passenger vans, and they make it super easy to rent. Get you in and out fast. They got locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and in Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003. That's 256-559-1003. Or visit McCurryRentals.com. He is Lance Taylor. He's Rockstar. He's Dunaway. I'm Ryan Brown. Thank you for joining us. Please give us a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do that. And make sure you set your alerts so you know when we're live. We're live 9 to 1 every single day. And you can follow us on social media. Every social media platform is at Next Round Live. All right, Dunaway, you're going to get us started today. Shoes still off from the last episode.
Yeah, still casually sitting.
Still casually sitting.
It was a long night last night. Whew.
What are some things in life that you cannot do casually?
Not sitting for you. You can sit casually.
Can I?
Like, you can't fall down casually.
No, it's hard to do.
Can you gamble casually?
When you casually gamble?
Seriously?
Like, give me an example.
I don't-
Rockstar.
Well, you could be sitting at the blackjack table and you just have a hand down, yeah.
Give me 20
I've
bucks.
seen people like that.
Wow, because I couldn't casually gamble because I knew I would want to continue to do it if I won something. I was like, well,
But you can't fall down casually. Like, if you've ever fallen in public, what do? You get up as quick as you possibly can. Sometimes you get up quicker than when you fall, and then you look around
You look around for what?
to see if anybody saw
See
you
if anybody
fall.
saw you fall, yeah.
or what I do is I start laughing because you
To make it
can't-
look like you were joking around?
not like
or-
joking, but just like that I'm
Cut the
okay.
tension.
I'm okay with it and everything.
Yeah.
But it's just like that I'm not, because usually we see somebody fall. The first thing you say, "Are you okay?" And then you think, "God, they're gonna be so embarrassed right now." And so when I fall, it's like I'm gonna try to cut the embarrassment thing out, but I just start laughing. Like I'll laugh with everybody, like that was funny. I'm okay.
If you trip and don't fall, but you catch yourself, you just sort of stumble a little bit. You can't do that casually either. But then I inevitably always follow up with the line, a lesser athlete would have fallen.
Yeah,
I do
I've
that
heard
all
you do
the
that.
time.
Were you at Odie's trivia the other night when the lady fell in front of the bar?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not in front of the bar, in front of the stage. I'm sorry.
You would have loved the Rockstar. Really loud, really drunk.
Really loud,
Table
really
fall over?
drunk. And no, she was just, I really don't know how she fell. And it was like the weirdest fall because it didn't make any noise.
So she was loud and drunk to where everybody had noticed her at some point.
Correct. Yeah.
And then she fell later.
No, yeah, she fell at that moment, like when she was first in the bar, loud and drunk. So, you know what, like when a loud drunk person shows up in a bar and they're so loud, you're like, who is this?
That was
now,
her.
all of a sudden,
It was
everyone's
her.
paying attention, and in that process,
Then she falls.
Oh, great.
Yeah, right in front of the restaurant, in front of the bar at Odie's. And like everybody saw it. Like I didn't hear her fall. I hear the gasp, you know, the audible gasp you get when somebody falls. And I look up and she's like head over tea kettle laying on the freaking floor and then having to climb up. But she started laughing too, but
Yeah.
she was drunk off her,
Well,
you know
yeah,
what.
she's on that next morning is going to be really painful. How to get this bruise?
Yeah.
Most embarrassing place you've ever fallen.
I've fallen at Odie's getting off the stage. You were there. I fell and I slid on my stomach. And then I think Will thought I did it on purpose. Like I would never fall off a stage like that and slide. I had to. That was about a year ago.
This is years ago. We were at the, I think it was still the Bruno's Memorial Classic then, to show you how long this has been. It was at Greystone. And somebody was in a golf cart and I was trying to get back to the clubhouse. I was like, hey, can I just jump on the back of the golf cart? They're like, sure. And they hit a bump, and I've ridden, you know how you stand on the back of and I've ridden on the back of a golf cart 1,000 times. Never once have fallen off until then. And they hit a bump and it threw me off. And I was aware enough, because I think I hit and rolled even. And I was aware enough that I heard the gasps from people, and you get the, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like you, I'm trying to.
Were you cut up?
I think it might have scraped my leg or something. I was wearing shorts. I think it might have scraped my leg, but I wasn't like bleeding profusely. And they stopped the cart, and I just got back up on it and said, just go, just go, just go.
For me, it was, in fact, it was the time from when had left Jocks and we started, a little time in between, and we were down at the lake with my buddy Bob and Judy, and we were on their boat, and we're coming back in. And
Did they own a lake house and a boat?
Tune into the episode before.
They have a boat.
It is
but
full
we're at
circle.
somebody else's lake house.
Yeah.
And we're coming in, and you know how Bob's driving like a man should, The ladies are drinking and letting out.
I'm driving a boat.
So you don't believe in equality?
And I feel like I've got to do something manly now. And I'm like, hey, I'll help you here.
You pulled out your junk?
And then we drug anchor.
I like that. Donovan's on fire. His last two.
So I'm going to get out and help him tie off the boat. Whereas he's pulling
God.
to the boat lift, I have 1 foot on the boat, and I'm going to put 1 foot on the pier. Well, little did I know that he still had a little bit more to go.
Boat's
So
still
all
in
of a
motion.
sudden, it becomes like a Lucy episode. I keep getting widespread. So at one point, I have to try to go, am I going back to the boat or am I going on the pier?
no.
Save the passengers or
Yeah.
save yourself?
Serve myself.
So I went back to the pier, but I'm not.
You didn't get all the way up there.
I would've
not
gone to
as
the boat.
nimble.
Yeah.
Not as nimble as I once was. I didn't get all the way in there, so I go falling back,
Yep.
and I hit my head on the boat,
you
and
didn't.
down into the lake you go, right?
That's
And
how
I'm not-
Saban almost died.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not even.
Told
a good,
you two are alike.
I'm not even a good
you
swimmer.
can't swim, yeah.
I know. I'm not even a good swimmer.
Did anybody
But-
come in?
But it was one of those.
No, the
where
boat wasn't docked.
It's like bubbling.
I'm going to spin around.
bubbly, and I'm thinking about propellers too, because
That's
I'm
right.
on the back. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm about to get eaten up.
Yeah.
And then it was probably like 5 foot deep, and I stood up and I was like, they're like, oh my God, are you okay? Of course, my wife and the other lady are so
Horrified.
into the alcohol they didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And Bob's like, you okay? And I'm like, I'm good, man, I'm good. Just let me get up here real quick. And so I got back
Did you
up.
have a headache the rest of the
And
day?
Maggie's like, why are you wet? And I'm like, man, way to go.
I had a fraternity brother that got cut up by a propeller. he lived. He was fine. Lake Tuscaloosa.
You never met Limpy?
Just gassed him up a little bit.
Dunaway, there's something about, I've seen so many videos, I've seen it happen in person, I've seen so many videos. There's something about that step up to the dock that people misjudge every single time. I think it's a bigger step than they think it
Well,
is.
you're
And they
lucky,
always
though.
say things like that happen in slow motion. It felt like it took me 5 seconds to hit my head in the water.
I would go
Like, I
back to the boat.
Well,
Yeah, I think back to the boat's always the play.
I don't know which way I would go now, because you're right. The boat is at least
It's
level
lower.
or down.
That's right.
It was a little step up. It was going to take some lower leg strength.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
I
People
apparently
misjudge
didn't
that.
have.
Yeah.
But also, you can do
Little bit
more
more.
damage to your body on the pier or the dock. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. But
So
it did feel like slow motion.
I had my worst 2 falls within 6 months of each other. This was a long time ago, but I fell in Atlanta into a street, and then I fell at Superior Grill. Both
Which one knocks
embarrassing.
your teeth out? Superior Grill?
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta? I
Which
always
one
get
were you
those two
drunk at?
confused.
Superior Grill
I
was
think that's all the above. Yeah.
Superior Grill was staples to the head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Alcohol involved in either one?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Do you remember
I
what
remember
led
both
up
of
to it?
them.
Do you remember what led up to it?
Drinking alcohol.
I bet you can't hit your head on that
No,
pavement.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah?
So,
Steak.
my buddy Drew was with us on one, and he probably was both. But so the one in Atlanta was Tennessee playing Mississippi State, that SEC championship game.
Oh, what a shitty game.
Yeah. And we had just gone bar to bar to bar to bar. And so when I was walking in this one bar, there was some kind of altercation or something. So when I was walking out, I think the bouncer kind of pushed me. And I just kind of lost my balance down like 3 stairs, and I went into the street and just hit my face on the concrete.
Oh, that just sounds bad.
Yeah.
And teeth gone.
Yeah, I mean, one was like completely disintegrated, and then another one was in half.
I heard
Yeah.
that.
Well, they
Did
told
you
the
just
story at as we record this last night, the World Baseball Classic, and I think it was Ichiro, no, not Ichiro, Otani, that was taking batting practice one time in high school, and got 2 teeth knocked out, and that he played with such pain, he just picked up the jagged teeth, put it in his pocket, and not only did he play in the game that day, finished batting practice.
Eesh.
Never missed any reps in batting practices, played the whole game, and then got his teeth worked on.
Well, I would take it to the house after that.
Well, did it injure night? Did you
Yeah, I did at that point because it was already late, and
Yeah.
then we are in the elevator, and it's at the Marriott where the media hotel was,
Yeah.
and so it's glass, and I'm going up, and this dude is
Hey, Mark Schlabach.
no, this guy's cussing his girl out, and he's just
In the elevator?
Yeah, and so then I said something to him, and he
It's
said,
a buck tooth. What you talking about?
that's what he said. He looked at me. You guys can ask Drew, and he was like, "You've already had your ass whipped once tonight. You want it twice?" And I said, "Sure." And then there was an all-out melee on that elevator, and everybody in the
With
lobby
you
was
and this
all,
guy?
Yeah, it was all Tennessee Orange in the elevator or out in the lobby, and everybody was watching us.
So it's like those glass elevators where you can watch from the lobby.
Yeah, it's like going in the line of
The
fire.
hotel, they do have a glass elevator. Was it on that one?
Yeah, it was on that one.
So,
Fantastic.
so you're just trying to defend the honor of this
Like
girl.
he took a swing at me and drunk me was able to move, and then Drew like jumped on him, and then I jumped on him, and the girl's screaming. But when it hit the next floor,
This is me. This is me. I'm on 4.
no, him and the girl got off and they took off.
So, but you were just trying to defend her honor, right?
Yeah, I was just, I was already like in a bad mood, obviously, because I knocked my teeth out, which is never good. And so I'd already checked out for the night, and I was just in the corner of the elevator, and he's just cussing her, dog cussing her. And I was like, I said something to him. And then that's when I'll never forget, he was like, "You've already had your ass whipped once tonight. Do you want it twice?"
So he took.
And I said, "Sure."
He took a swing at you and missed. Did you go back at him?
Oh yeah. So Drew jumped on him first.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple of exchanges.
Where's the first place you hit him? Stomach, ribs, try to break a rib?
I think it was just like I
always try to bite the crotch.
I think it was a shot to the gut because he was hunched over when Drew jumped on his back.
And of course, she started saying, "Don't hurt him, don't hurt him."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you said, "You shut your mouth, lady. You're the reason I'm in this."
Yeah.
I'll finish what he
It was
started.
pretty nuts.
Yeah, I've never heard that part of the story. I've heard about you knocking the teeth out.
Yeah.
I never heard that part of the story.
You're the best elevator talker I've ever met, by the way.
I had to
Yeah,
work that night.
You're the worst.
I've seen another one in that
You-
very
you
elevator.
Take your shots, man. It's good.
I had that exposed root all night, but I slept like a baby. And
breathing.
then when I woke up, I was like, "Oh shit," because my whole face was like just jacked up and the teeth were missing.
So, and you had to drive all the way back to Birmingham to get
Well,
it
they
fixed?
drove me back. I was with Drew and Spisto, and I forgot who else, one other person. And when we got back, I had a pretty good relationship with my dentist, she's now retired. But I called her up, and she met me at her office over in Vestavia, and I was in that chair for probably 12 hours that day. And then another 12 hours throughout the week. It was a pain in the ass.
I imagine.
So don't fall forward.
Yeah, don't fall forward. And
so
don't sleep with your root exposed.
What was the Superior story? You just fell?
Yeah, we've been playing golf on that par 3 out at Robert Trent Jones.
Yeah.
And it was the month leading up to my wedding. And we were just having parties basically every Friday. And all the guys would get together. And then we would go from there to Superior Grill. And we'd just been drinking beer on the course. And then we started drinking, doing shots of tequila. And the next thing I know, everybody was closing out their tabs. I went to the bathroom. Coming out, I lost my balance. Fell backwards on you guys will remember those bricks right by the chip making machine. And yeah, we talked about it with Donnie when I did a last call.
Yeah, you can go check that out on all our platforms.
But it sounded like an explosion. But they had the bad thing was you guys, Superior's always crowded. But back in '99, it was really crowded. And it was a Friday night, and this was about 6 o'clock, so the dining room was full out. I'm out cold. And that's back before Grandview. So Brookwood had to come, and then they put me on a gurney.
Yes.
And rolled me through the dining room of Superior Grill.
Superior was last.
He's on his
And the
phone.
best,
There's the thumbs up. He's going to be okay, fans.
the best. Well, I heard 2 stories. I heard a girl came up and kissed me on the way out.
Oh,
on the
how
cheek.
nice.
I swear to God, that's
You
what
don't
Donnie
remember,
says.
yeah.
I mean, a little hazy.
Okay.
I remember the blonde
Yeah.
earlier, but then fiance at that point, she drives down because we were supposed to have dinner with Chico and his wife then, or girlfriend then. She had an intuition that something was wrong, and so she drove to Spirit. She came up, and I'll never forget the bartender's name was Trey. She's like, "Where's Lance?" And he's like, "They just wheeled him to Brookwood. He's had an accident."
No, my fiance Lance.
What bedside manner?
I know.
Yeah, the worse. And so she turns around. He's like, "Hey, he's got a $68 tab." I swear.
Fantastic.
I swear. And so Donnie and those guys were really scared that I was going to sue. And when I got the staples, I was back in there the next Friday.
But I mean,
I
it
forget I
wasn't
had
it.
to put peroxide on it, so I had like a backwards like blonde mohawk right here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And still pick somebody up that night, maybe, right? No,
Well, I was engaged.
you're engaged.
To finish your question, because we got off on the falls, but your question is what you can't do casually.
Yeah, but that's fine. Falling is one.
No,
That-
these stories are amazing. Like anytime you walk through a spider web or whatever,
Oh, no, that is the worst.
it's just, but
And you
I
feel like
feel
you-
it all over me.
You feel like you have it forever.
I know, and you just start immediately just like swatting your head.
That's
I'm
one of the
like,
worst feelings.
When you
really
see somebody
is.
doing it, you're like, that guy just went crazy.
I
Over there.
know.
Look at him. He's just crazy.
But have you ever, in doing that, ever had a spider? Like
I have.
found
I've never had a spider.
One time, yeah.
But
So that's why I always think there's a spider somewhere.
But I mean, but it's one of those like you clear it out and you feel it for the next hour.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I swear it's still in my hair.
Yep,
The
absolutely.
weirdest feeling.
Walking through a spider web is one of them. Yeah, you cannot casually step in dog shit.
No. Well, you immediately have to start wiping your foot.
Yeah, I thought I hit some last night taking the garbage
you?
out, but I didn't. No.
What was it?
I don't know. It felt a little slick. Might have been a mushroom.
Were you barefoot?
No.
All right, that's part one. It is Lance has got a question you don't want to miss coming up here. It is the Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. Rent from McCurry. They've got the trucks, SUVs, passenger vans you need to rent. They're in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and in Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve yours today. 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com.
So the Idaho murders, I'm really not following this story that much.
So this is the college guy?
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't seen it.
he might have been in grad school or something. He was from Washington State. He
Yeah, yeah.
came and, I think a couple of the roommates survived, and I forgot how many he killed. Anyway, the point of the story is, I think it was Idaho that reopened the firing squad for his execution, if he is charged with capital murder. And it just got me to thinking, if you had to be executed, which way would you go?
So
And everything's on the table. We can go old school,
Yeah.
guillotine.
firing squad, correct me if I'm wrong, it's one shot to the heart, right?
Yes, it's right to the heart.
So
But
it's
just that mentality, like just the anticipation before.
Well, that's going to be everything. Hanging.
Hanging would be the,
Hanging would be
some bad ones.
But real quick on firing squad, it's 5 guns, 1 bullet, right?
Yes.
Right. Nobody knows who's got the live round.
right.
But it's only 1 bullet through my heart. It's not
Correct.
5 bullets and
Yeah.
one.
It's not like Rockstar's Maid where she got
Yes, open
27
casket.
dusted.
Was it open casket?
She was 27.
I'll suck on your toes.
That was her girlfriend.
No, I love it. He always says that one. In
She was hammered behind me going, Lord Jesus, no! Lord Jesus, no!
Anytime we talk gunshots.
I know.
I was 8 years old.
I think mine would have to be lethal injection because don't they put you to sleep?
Sometimes those go bad though.
Like what? They
Like you see, like they remember
explode a vein or something like that?
I think it's bad.
Yeah, like
I
it's
think-
like it's supposed to be like super painful, like you
Yeah.
like start convulsing, like if
I
they
thought
do it wrong.
No. I thought they put you under and then gave you the lethal cocktail. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah.
They
You're
give
wrong
you,
about
I think they give you 2 or 3 shots. One's to start the process, but I don't think they want to. Like, this is gonna make you fall asleep, and they're like a dog, where they're gonna make him
Yeah.
fall asleep. Then we're gonna stop his heart. Like I don't think it's like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're
'cause that's-
chained to the gurney.
and you got people viewing your victims viewing you.
Well, that's going to be any of them.
Yeah.
I think the victims have the right.
Yeah.
So electrocution or hanging would be the
Yeah,
worst.
I mean, I saw electrocution on Faces of Death.
Dale Quad did not have a good one on Green Mile.
On the
You'd
old
be sitting there going, wet my head, wet my head.
on the old Faces of Death. If you're of our generation, there was a VHS in every VHS rental place called Faces of Death, and it showed an execution. It's the only time I've ever seen one.
I didn't watch that.
You never watched it? You saw it?
Yeah, I
didn't you?
saw it.
I saw them. The only thing I remember is there was one.
They
firing
beat the monkey
squad,
in the head.
One hanging and beating the monkey in the head. It's the only
Yeah.
3 I remember.
So they showed an execution, and it is something I can never.
That
unsee.
restaurant was Jack Ruby's that y'all are going to.
Yeah.
Jack Ruby's.
I can close my eyes and see that execution scene.
wow.
And I'm 46 now, and I probably watched that when I was 10 or 12 years old.
That's why they called it Faces of Death.
Yeah.
It never
You know,
goes
when I
away
watched
from
it, I'll never forget. I was in 8th grade. I'd just fallen out of a tree the day before. I
fallen,
concussed
man.
myself and
Gravity
broke
is
my
not your
wrist.
friend.
And so I went to.
you've been beaten
was it,
up.
I know I have. Video Showcase, wasn't that what it was called?
Showtime?
At Video Express.
No, the one that was behind the Red Lobster.
Oh, I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was Video Showcase. I think
Video
it was.
Express was down by Showbiz.
But I went there and got a
Vestavia.
couple of movies, and one of which was Faces of Death.
So Video Ventures at Saks, I think so many parents complained they had to put it behind, and you had to be 18 or have your parent with
I
you.
wonder how many of those were staged, though.
Yeah, I never know, because because that was 30 years ago. Like now,
You could edit the hell out of something.
but now video is rolling all the time. I mean, everything gets caught on video now. But back then, like, how did some of that stuff get caught on video?
I don't know why, but like when something happens, I never pull my camera out.
Oh, I don't either, but a lot of people do.
I know.
Or a security camera gets it, or a Ring doorbell, or something like that.
Well, it's in my DNA. The first thing I do is go render help.
Render help. But after seeing that electrocution, there's no way I could do that. So The options are hanging, which seems awful.
They stopped doing the gas chamber, didn't they?
Well, see, the
they did
hanging
that
can
for
go
a while.
bad too. Yeah,
Yeah,
gas
but-
chamber would be awful, but the hanging go bad.
It doesn't kill you right away.
Well, if it doesn't snap your neck, it's either it does or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then you hang there. Strangulation's like a minute, 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
I think the shot to the heart would be.
That's the part where I'm going.
Yeah.
But do those ever go bad?
Well, I mean, you're relying on the
You got
one guy who got the
cross-eyed
bullet
Joe
that,
shooting
that
you.
day being perfect at his job.
Yeah, but even if he comes close, I think you're probably going to.
Yeah, but you may lay there and bleed out. I mean, that's going to be a bad way to go if it doesn't get me right away.
Actually, guillotine probably is the best way to go.
What sucks is if it's just that one bullet and he misshoots and everybody else is trying to put you down. Like,
I know.
don't got anything.
I kind of blake
Do
around.
you think Takeo Spikes, they could have used the old school guillotine on him?
He's
I don't
got a
think
big
it would
neck.
work.
Yeah, I don't think it
The
would.
blade would have cut
Yep.
in half. His muscles were so strong.
But the guillotine, the problem with it's going to get you right away. I mean, it's going to lop your head off.
And you got to imagine because like even when we talked recently to Ron Slay, and he talked about the big cut that he had, he could see the white meat. It didn't bleed instantly, and it didn't hurt instantly. He had time before the pain set in that the guillotine's going to be such a sharp cut that it's going to cut the nerves and everything. So it's got to be the least painful way to go.
Yeah, because I don't think you'd ever feel the pain.
Yeah.
It's so quick.
The question comes at that point: does your mind and brain work after you've been severed from the spine until you're
Well, they
dead?
show
I
that
think
they-
it does for a
They
minute.
show
Yeah.
like your eyelids and stuff like still functions for like 10 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like 10 seconds
We
or
want
something.
to know this. So if you ever have to go guillotine, will you give us like a couple of winks once your head's rolling? And we'll wanna-
Jimmy Winker.
Can I go, guys? Have they done it yet, guys?
God bless you and God bless.
Have I lost weight?
One of the worst would be, okay,
Guys,
so
I'm seeing a light. I'm seeing a light.
burned at the stake would be really
That's
I'm
bad.
pretty
sorry,
bad.
it's a flame.
Drowning.
It's not a light. It's a flame, guys.
Yeah.
Drowning would be awful.
Thrown in with like
Concrete blocks on
yeah.
you? Yeah.
And then what was it? Drawn and quartered or
Drawn and
whatever?
quartered.
Ooh, yeah, that doesn't get you right away
Boiling,
there.
Getting boiled.
Tarred and feathered? Tarred and feathered didn't necessarily kill you, though. That was just punishment,
it's
right?
embarrassment. That's a shame thing.
Yeah.
But no, that would hurt because the tar was hot.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
you
it wasn't
die.
killing you.
But drawn and quartered, they pulled you apart, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that might be the. Well, I don't know that or
That boiling, man.
What's the stretching thing when they put you on the wheel and they just start stretching?
That's drawn and quartered.
No, this is another. It's a wheel that they put your body on. That, like almost. And I know what drawn and quartered is. It's totally different. Iron Maiden, even though that wasn't a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
be
no,
rough.
I mean, you've seen in some of the old movies that they would put their enemies down into boiling water or boiling grease up until
Yeah.
their neck.
I mean,
Here's what I'm doing. I'm running because I want somebody to shoot me.
Yeah, really. I mean, crucifixion was a common form of death penalty back in the day, not just Jesus, but like a lot of people. And
Right.
I mean,
That's a lot of work, though.
it was, and Jesus was like up there 6 hours. I mean, can you imagine?
Literally 2 other people beside him, even on that day.
Yeah, even on that day. And that's like a 6-hour process, if not longer. I mean,
I
can
still
you
haven't
imagine
seen that movie.
Huh?
I still haven't seen that movie.
Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
I thought it was very well done. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah, I
watch.
heard it was a hard watch.
Very hard to watch.
It's not Dear Zachary, but
It's a good film.
I mean, it's tough.
yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think
you kind of knew how that one was going to end.
what the
Kinda.
Dear Zachary or
No, the Passion of the
Well,
Christ.
Passion of the
when-
Christ? Yes, I read the book. Yeah,
But did it not freak you out when Doc and Marty show up in the DeLorean?
the rock star.
Let's absolutely make a pact though. If any of us are on death row, the other one sneaks in a gun and we end it ourselves.
All right, I'll make the pact.
Oh, like on Man on Fire, where he hands.
Never seen it. Don't ruin it.
You've really never seen that?
You never seen Man on Fire?
That was because
We've talked-
John Wick 4 drops on Friday.
Yeah.
And I was asking better revenge movie, John Wick or Man on Fire.
I can't believe as much as we've talked about Man on Fire in this show, you've
Oh,
never
it's
seen
not
it.
gonna be a spoiler because I guess I'll never see it now.
I guess not.
Yeah,
It's
why
been out a
not?
long time.
I
and
mean,
we've
you guys
talked about it
talking
for
about
years.
it a couple more different scenes. I think I've got the whole movie figured out now.
Well, basically, Denzel Washington catches the dad doing something dad shouldn't have done, and he gives him a gun with a bullet in it. Basically says,
Let the bullet choose.
yeah, let the bullet choose.
The bullet chooses who's good and bad.
Yeah, and guess who was bad?
yeah.
You know, I always thought, though, Mark Anthony probably didn't have it in him, but he could have flipped that gun quickly on Denzel.
Yeah.
I always think every time Denzel hands him the gun, I'm like, that's an option, right?
But you know, the moral of the story was Denzel tried to use it. The bullet
Yep.
wouldn't fire, man.
Yeah.
Bullet, and Christopher Walken said, what was it, a bullet's meant for you?
It's gonna find you, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, I forgot. The old misfire.
So I'm going to say I don't want to be executed.
Me too.
That's where I'm going to land on this
lead-in.
one.
It's the
Me too.
waiting. It's the anticipation.
No,
You
that's the
can't-
thing about the guillotine. You're just laying there and you see that blade just taking up there. How bad is that?
What is crazy is people can eat a last meal, and they can eat a lot. That
Yeah,
shows you a sociopath, no empathy at all.
Yeah, just no
Really good
conscience
shit.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a hard time eating. If I got something to do this afternoon, I gotta eat.
Yeah, could you imagine if you knew it was your last meal?
You know.
I mean,
I wonder if you immediately shit that out when you get hung or whatever.
probably.
Probably so. And there's somebody's job that cleans all that shit up.
I mean, like before a big Dolphins game, there's sometimes I
You
can't.
want the pile of shit or the head this time?
Yeah. Before a big
take the
Dolphins
head.
game, sometimes I can't eat. Like,
Shit on his head.
like you know what I'm saying? Like a big Dolphins game. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like starving. Like my stomach's kind of in knots. I can't imagine before an execution that I'm willing to sit down and eat a steak.
Be tough.
Oh, it'd be really tough. All right, that's a very cheery end to the Mystery Fifth Hour. This
well
week.
executed.
Thank you.
Pandora's box. We'll just end on a good note.
Yeah, that was in the last episode too.
That's all
Okay,
I'm
all right, gotcha. It was a great line. It was a great line. So nice you used it twice. McCurry Van Car Rental, local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from: trucks, SUVs, passenger vans. They make it super easy to rent as well. They get you in and out fast at McCurry. Locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003 or McCurryRentals.com. Please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and set your alerts so you always know when we're live. Follow us on social media at Next Round Live. And thank you for joining us on the Mystery Fifth Hour.